Jai Sapadikar Shri Shri Guru Gaurachandra Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Acharya Terasata Shri Śrīman Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Acharya Terasata Shri Śrīman Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Goswāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Acharya Terasata Shri Śrīman Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Welcome to Śrī Chaitanya-charitāmṛta Mission Morning Class Dandavat. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Parakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rūpam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitangstam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Minitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Haribo. So many festivals and more to come. Haribo, Śrī Chaitanya-charitāmṛta Ki Jai. We're reading Antya-līlā, Volume 2. This is the 14th chapter. The Lord's feelings of separation. We have to approach all these things very respectfully and keeping it all on our head. It is not something that we're describing like if you go to, New York and you have a description of New York City. Some description of this and a description of that and a description of that. These are all things that are very high over our head. So we are worshipping these scriptures. Text 52. Jai Jai Śrī Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vṛnda. Jai Jai Śrī Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vṛnda. Jai Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai. Śrīla Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Krishnera Viyoge Gopira Dasha Dashahaya Se Dasha Dashahaya Prabhuda Udaya. When the gopis felt separation from Krishna, they experienced 10 kinds of bodily transformations. These same symptoms appeared in the body of Śrī Chaitanya Mahāprabhu. So these are not, of course, just not material bodies. Tintaja Jagarodvegao Tanavam Malinangata Pralapovyadirunmado Mohomrityurdasha Dasha. Then 10 bodily transformations resulting from separation from Krishna, the 10, are anxiety, wakefulness, mental agitation, thinness, uncleanliness, talking like a madman, disease, madness, illusion, and death. This verse is part of a description of Śrīmati Radharani's different traits from the Ujjvala Nilamani by Śrīla Rūpa Goswāmī. In this book, he elaborately explains the 10 symptoms as follows. Chinta, anxiety, as stated in the Hangsadutta. Dida jato gopi hridaya madano nanda sadanan mukundo gandinyas tanayam anurundan madhupurim tadaman chitta sariti gana gurna parichaya agadayam bhatamaya payasi radha virahini. At Akura's request, Krishna and Balaram left the house of Nanda Maharaj for Mathura. At that time, the mind of Śrīmati Radharani was disrupted, and she became almost mad because of extreme separation from Krishna. Haribol. She experienced great mental pain and agitation, which caused her to drown in mental speculation in the river of anxiety. She thought, now I'm going to die, and when I die, Krishna will surely come back to see me again. But when he hears of my death from the people of Vrindavan, he will certainly be very unhappy. Therefore, I shall not die. This is the explanation of the word chinta. These are such high things. When a person's mind is going to pieces out of separation of something that he or she really wants, that madness and mundane plane of exploitation is a hellish thing in the mode of ignorance. But this is completely the opposite. The brightest sun of devotion. Jagara, wakefulness, as stated in the Pajavali. Yapashyanti priyam svapne dhanyasta shakyoshita asmakam tu gate krishne gata nidrapi vairini. Thinking herself very unfortunate, Śrīmati Radharani addressed her very dear friend Vishakha. My dear friend, if I could see Krishna in my dreams, I would certainly be glorified for my great fortune. But what can I do? Sleep also plays mischievously with me. Indeed, it has become my enemy. Therefore, I have not slept since the departure of Krishna. Haribol. Udvega. I'm not really inclined to read these things out loud, to be honest. So I'm not going to. Okay. If anyone wants to read these things. But you have to be very, very cautious not to confuse this with anything in your experience. Nothing like it. Text 54. Edasha dasaya prabhu vyakula ratri dine kabukona dasha utestira nahe mane. Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed night and day by these 10 ecstatic conditions. Whenever such symptoms arose, his mind became unsteady. Atakahi Mahaprabhu mauna karila Ramananda Rāy shloka pandite lagila. After speaking in this way, Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell silent. Then Ramananda Rāy began to recite various verses. So when someone in mundane life is experiencing the disappointment of mundane life, he wants to get away from that somehow. But we see here that Ramananda Rāy is going to, we hear about it, that they recite the appropriate verses enhancing those feelings. Because those feelings are of an extremely high and ecstatic mood of devotion. Swarupa Gosai Kare Krishna Lila Gana Dui Jane Kichu Kaila Prabhura Bahya Gyana. Ramananda Rāy recited verses from the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, and Swarupa Damodar Goswami sang of Krishna's pastimes. In this way they brought Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to external consciousness. I mean, even what I said is that there's no experience of that, but we are hearing about these things. Ramananda Rāy and Swarupa Damodar know how to serve those divine pastimes in what, you know. Huh? Oh, in Mahaprabhu, yeah. E mata arda ratri kaila niryapana Bidara prakoshte prabhure karaila shayana. After half the night had passed in this way, Ramananda Rāy and Swarupa Damodar Goswami made Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lie down on his bed in the inner room. Ramananda Rāy tabegela nijagare Swarupa Govinda dunhe shuile nadware. Then Ramananda Rāy returned home, and Swarupa Damodar Goswami and Govinda lay down in front of the door to Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's room. Shabaratre Mahaprabhu kare jagarana uchakarika he Krishna nama sankirtana. Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained awake throughout the entire night, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra very loudly. Shabdana panya swarupa kapata karila dure tina dwara deo ya ache prabhu nahi gare. After some time, Swarupa Damodar could no longer hear Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanting. When he entered the room, he found the 3 doors locked, but Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was gone. Chintita haila shabe prabhure na dekiya prabhu chahe bule shabe deuti jwaliya. All the devotees were very anxious when they saw that the Lord was not in his room. They wandered about searching for him with a warning lamp. Sinhadrare uttara dishaya ache akatani Taramaje padi achena Chaitanya Gosai. After searching for some time, they came upon Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lying in a corner by the northern side of the Singadwar gate. Deki Swarupa Gosai Adi Anandita Haila Prabhuradasha Deki Puna Chintite Lagila. At first they were overjoyed to see him, but when they saw his condition, all the devotees headed by Swarupa Damodar Goswami were very anxious. Prabhu pari achena dirga hata panchachaya achetan deha nashaya svasanahivaya. Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was lying unconscious, and his body had become elongated to 5 or 6 cubits. I don't actually remember what a cubit is, but anyway, his divine form had become extremely elongated. There was no breath from his nostrils. Aka hasta pada dirgatina tina hata asti granti binna charma ache matratata hasta pada griva kati asti sandijata Aka vitashti binahanyanche tata. Each of his arms and legs had become 3 cubits long. Only skin connected the separated joints. The Lord's body temperature, indicating life, was very low. All the joints in his arms, legs, neck, and waist were separated by at least 6 inches. Charma matra upare sandhyache dirgahanya dukita haila shabe prabhure dekhiya. It appeared only that skin covered his elongated joints. Seeing the Lord's condition, all the devotees were very unhappy. Mukhe lala pena prabhura utanalnayana dekhiya shakala bhaktera deha chari prana. They almost died when they saw Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mouth full of saliva and foam and his eyes turned upward. Swarupa gosai tabe ucca kariya prabhura kane Krishna nama kahe bhakta ganalanya. When they saw this, Swarupa Damodar Goswami and all the other devotees began to chant the holy name of Krishna very loudly into Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ear. Bahukshane Krishna nama hridaye pashila haribola bali prabhu garjiya utila. After they had chanted in this way for a long time, the holy name of Krishna entered the heart of Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he suddenly arose with a loud shout of Hari Bol. Chaitanya paite ashti shandila gila purva praya yatavat sharira harila. As soon as the Lord returned to external consciousness, all his joints contracted and his entire body returned to normal. Śrīla Mahaprabhura Raghunatha Das Gauranga Stava Kalpa Vrikshe Kariyache Prakash. Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami has described these pastimes elaborately in his book Gauranga Stava Kalpa Vriksha. Kvachin Mishrabhase Vrajapati Satashro Yuvirahat Slatachri Santidvad Dadad Adika Dargyambu Japado Lutanbu Mo Katva Vikala Vikalam Gadgada Vicha Rudanshi Gaurango Hridaya Adayam Vidayati. In the house of Kashi Mishra, Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sometimes be greatly aggrieved, feeling separation from Krishna. The joints of his transcendental body would slacken and his arms and legs would become elongated. Rolling on the ground, the Lord would cry out in distress in a faltering voice and weep very sorrowfully. The appearance of Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awakening in my heart maddens me. And this verse is from the Gauranga Stava Kalpa Vriksha 4. So if any kind of disaster happens to our body, we may also be crying mournfully. But this is not, Mahaprabhu is not lamenting for the condition of his form. Singhadwari De, we have to remember that a divine form is the expression of divine love. The beauty of the transcendental form of the inhabitants of Vṛndāvan and all the transformations and things that can happen, they're all expressions of divine love. Our body is an expression of our delusion, but these is not the same at all. Singhadware prabhura bhishmaya haila kahakara ki e swarupe puchila. Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much astonished to find himself in front of the Singhadwar. He asked Swarupa Damodar Goswami, where am I? What am I doing here? Swarupa kahe utta prabhu chaladni jagare tatai tomare shabakari mugochare. Swarupa Damodar said, my dear Lord, please get up. Let us go to your place. There I shall tell you everything that has happened. Hatabali prabhure dari gare lanya gela tahara avashta shabakahite lagila. Thus all the devotees supporting Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took him back to his residence. Then they all described to him what had happened. Shuni Mahaprabhu Bala Haila Chamatkara Prabhu Kahe Kichu Śrīmatī Nahi Ka Amara. Hearing the description of his condition while he had lain near the Singhadwar, Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much astonished. He said, I do not remember any of these things. Shabe Deki Haya Mora Krishna Vidyamana Vidut Praya Deka Diya Haya Antadana. All I can remember is that I saw my Krishna, but only for an instant. He appeared before me and then like lightning immediately disappeared. Hanakale Jagannatera Pani Shankapajila Snanakari Mahaprabhu Darshane Gela. Just then everyone heard the blowing of the conch shell at the Jagannath temple. Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately took his bath and went to see Lord Jagannath. Eita kahilum prabhura adbhuta vikara jahara shravane loke lage chamatkara. Thus I have described the uncommon transformations of the body of Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When people hear about this, they are very much astonished. Loke nahi deki aiche shastre nahi shuni hena bhava vyaktakari nyasis chudamani.
Nyasi meaning?
Nyasi is renounced.
What it means?
Renunciate.
Nyasi.
I can.
Nyasi,
Nyasi, the supreme sannyasi.
Uh-huh.
So sannyasi.
Oh, right.
No one has witnessed such bodily changes anywhere, nor has anyone read of them in the revealed scriptures. Yet Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the supreme sannyasi, exhibited these ecstatic symptoms. Sannyasi. So extreme sannyasi means he has not even the slightest touch of mundanity. Shastra lo katita jay jay bhavahaya itara lokera tate nahaya nishchaya. These ecstasies are not described in the Shastras, and they are inconceivable to common men. Therefore, people in general do not believe in them. Raghunatha dashe rashada prabhu shange stiti tara mukhe shuni likhi kariya pratiti. Raghunath Das Goswami lived continuously with Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am simply recording whatever I have heard from him. Although common men do not believe in these pastimes, I believe in them totally. Because he is also on that same platform. And those who are blessed by the Vaishnavas, they can have no doubt about these things. Why not? Why not? Krishna's expansion of an expansion of an expansion of an expansion is breathing out universes. It's nothing. He's in his sleep, he's breathing out universes. And if we don't even believe that, then think of how many trees are in the seed of a tree. A seed of a tree. Oh, well, then you put it in the ground and it grows into a tree. Really? That's like common sense to you? And then that tree is going to have billions of seeds. And all of them are growing into trees. Nobody knows how that happens. Well, the thing is that, the cells are dividing. Oh, they're dividing, are they? Akadina Mahaprabhu Samudre Jayite Chataka Parvata Dekilena Achambite. So I think I'll stop here because it's time, and also this is the beginning of a new pastime of Mahaprabhu. So, Jai, this is the Antya-līlā. The final pastimes of Mahaprabhu, when he is not so much spreading the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is just as when Vasudeva put his baby appearing, as a Supreme Lord down beside Mother Yashoda, immediately Krishna, he's immediately included with Krishna. So the Yuga Avatar Mahaprabhu, who is spreading the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every Kali Yuga, he automatically is a part of this Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Rasarāj Mahabhav, the original Mahaprabhu. So he's also spreading the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as the Yuga Dharma, but this time it is imbued with something wonderful. But he also has his own purpose. And in the Antya-līlā, he's not so much concerned about that other part. He's chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but that is his own purpose is being served.
Śrī Advaita wrote this mysterious letter.
Yeah.
Sent him off.
The marketplaces, the marketplaces become flooded with goods, and so they've lost their value.
Enough. No time to different areas.
Jai. Jai. Jai Śrī Chaitanya-charitāmṛta ki Jai. Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj ki Jai. Śrīla Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Śrī Upadeśāmṛta ki Jai. Śrīla Rūpa Goswāmī Prabhu ki Jai. Sad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Śrī Rūpānuga Guru-varga ki Jai. May they always protect us, forever, with their attentive glance.
The relationship between Śrī Maharaj is so profound, because Guru Maharaj was preaching, Rūpānuga preaching already 40 years in India, and that was agency going to spread it all around by Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Agency, yes, and also, Prabhupada's own heart is there. We remember that also, because there's always simultaneous oneness and different. And Guru Maharaj said, only Krishna knows that dividing line. But it is true. There, in one sense, it is definitely true. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is directly disciple of Srila Saraswati Thakur. Anyway, but he wanted eventually, Srila Prabhupada wanted eventually, that we would, after his departure, connect with Srila Guru Maharaj. Mm-hmm. That was his real... Vacho vegam manasakroda vegam jiva vegam udaropasta vegam etan veganyo vishaheta dira sarvam apimam prativim sasisyat. These are the 6 urges he has, the 6 urges. And half the time, half the day, we'll get disturbed by something. Oh, yes, that's that one. And instead of seeing it as a friend who is my, good well-wisher, we'll start seeing, oh, he's come with his club to club me again. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha jana sangascha loyam cha sakbir bhaktir binashyati.
These are the 6 faults that destroy bhakti.
Do you guys have a
microphone?
I put that one over there, but I don't know if it's charged or not.
Misapplication of rules.
We've had quite a lot of discussion about this, but yeah, it is quite a long answer, but you can see that some of the previous discussion, misapplication of the rules, too much attached to them as an end in themselves, or too much renunciation, thinking that giving something up without a higher platform to stand on, then we will go down. Utsahan nishchayadarya tatat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte sabir bhaktir prasidhyati. And these are? They're the 6 things.
The 6 favorable.
4 favorable things, which enhance the work. Tadati pratigrahnati guhyam makyati prichati bhungte bojayate chaiva sadvidam priti lakshanam. These are the 6 exchanges of affection between the devotees. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti che pranati bischa bhajantamisham shushushaya bhajana vigyam ananyamanya nindari shunya hidamipshita sangalabdya. And these are the
different gradations of relationship between. These are the different gradations of relationships with those who chant the holy names of the Lord.
Very good. Dushtai Shabhava Janite Vapushascha Doshe Na Prakritattvamiha Bhakta Janasya Pasye Gangambasa Na Kalu Buddhapena Panke Brahma Dravatvam Apagachati Niradharmai. This is comparing the great devotees with the Ganges river, which, in spite of some external so-called fault, like bubbles and foam, they are not to be seen as the nature of that person. The divine nature is not disturbed by such things. Syat Krishna nama charitari sitapya vidya pito patapta rasanasya narochikanu kinvadaram anudinam kalu saiva chushta swadvikramad bhavati tadgadam mulahantri. You want to give a brief summary?
A brief summary?
Like 3 or 4 words.
At the beginning, it tastes horrible and bitter, but if we keep but if we keep chanting, then this bitterness will become sweet, like sugar candy.
Yeah, the bitterness will be, the disease will be eradicated, and the sweet taste will be able to.
The taste, they give you sugar. If it's bitter, then you still have. If it's getting more and more sweet, then you cure.
Tannama rupa charitari sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya tishtan bhajetad-anuragi jaganugami kalam nayedakilam Upadeśāmṛta. The essence of all instructions. And now this verse that we are coming to. Vaikuntas janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsavad Vrindaranyam udarapani ramanat tatrapi govardhana Radha kundamihapi gokulapate premamrita plavanat Kuryadasya birajato giritate sevam vivekinakaha. Above Vaikuntha. Do you want to read this English? You want to read the English? Above Vaikuntha?
To read?
You can read the translation.
Above Vaikuntha is Mathura, where Krishna took birth. Above Mathura is Vṛndāvan, where Krishna enjoys the rasa dance. Above Vṛndāvan is Govardhan, where Krishna plays amorously. And above Govardhan is Radha Kunda, where the nectar of Krishna's divine love overflows. What wise soul would not serve Radha Kunda at the base of Govardhan Hill?
Jai. So now we are in page 234, right at the very bottom of the page. This is verse number 9, and we're continuing to hear all these wonderful things that Srila Guru Maharaj has said in relation to this, that are pertinent to this verse. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. In Madhura Rasa, it has the greatest... So here, Srila Guru Maharaj is speaking about the nature of Vrindavan in parakīya, meaning this can be lost. It is not mine. In Madhura Rasa, it has the greatest magnitude and quality. Krishna is not the gopi's own lawful husband. Still it is said, Patim Patinam Paramam Parastad. Krishna is the husband, the master of the master of all. And it is so wonderful that we get to see how religiosity is thrown over in the pastimes of Krishna. In Vaikuntha, there is that tinge of goodness. In religion, Lakshmi Devi and the wives of Krishna and Dwarka, these are wives and husband. But this is actually not the perfect conception of the Lord. He is the Lord of all lords. Tumi Sarveśvareśvara. Ishwar means Lord. You are the Sarveshwar. You are the Lord of all lords. And this is being shown completely in the plane of Madhura Rasa.
So only in Rasarāj pastime, the two somehow collides with Dwarka and Goloka. The closest Dwarka can come to that in that pastime.
I'm not catching it.
I think that in that pastime, particular one, is when they two collide. So that's how closest to the highest conception of love with Krishna can Dwarka devotees come. It's that is zenith today emotion.
Well, yeah, there's a definite separation there.
Right.
And in the mood of everyone in Vrindavan, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It is, Krishna has his play in Vrindavan in a way that is inconceivable. He has no restriction in his play. Whereas in Mathura, he is sent to school, he goes to the school of Sandipani Muni, he's a very good behaved boy, these things. In Krishna-līlā, he's pinching babies and making them cry and passing urine on the floor in all of the pastimes of Braja. Krishna has his full play. He's the Lord. No, there he's the Lord. The gopis have connection with Krishna, but still a shadow is maintained that he's not their lawful master. There's no law there. Breaking the law. So meeting with him is felt to be very rare and pressured by so many unfavorable circumstances. They feel we may lose him at any time. How will it be possible to stand then? How could we stand, remain, or maintain our existence without him? It would be impossible. With such earnestness they come to meet him, to do any sort of service to him. whenever they meet Krishna, it is the most intensified because their meeting is very rare and also blamable by the society and by the scripture. Still, they cannot help it. It is a pure heart connection. Whereas that sort of thing in the mundane world will result in great misfortune. In the divine plane, it is the expression of the greatest devotion. It is the most intense and is the purest of all affection. It is only affection, only love, crossing over all opinions of existence, higher and lower. It is the pinnacle. It is the supreme position of divine love. So the difference between one loka and another is more subtle and more subtle conception. Subtler and subtler conception. All the lokas are stages progressing from one misconception to a proper conception. And then in the area of proper conception, there is also a gradation according to the degree of rasa. So Vaikuntha Madhupuri is going from Vaikuntha, which is all proper conception, beyond the Brahmajyoti is the plane of Adhokshaja. There is nothing wrong there. Everything is pure conception, but then there are gradations according to rasa. Okay, then in the area of proper conception, there is also gradation according to the degree of rasa, sacrifice, and in both quality and quantity. As there are so... Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, rasa, sacrifice. Rasa and sacrifice are synonymous. Guru Maharaj said, love means sacrifice. And that nectar of love, the nectar of devotion, is the sweetness that we are all searching for. But we think it's going to be the nectar of getting things. There's no nectar. As there are so many variegated creations in the mundane plane that vary according to knowledge and ignorance, science and nescience, so in the spiritual plane, there are different qualities and quantities of service. Accordingly, everything is classified, and the gradation is infinite. So understanding and experience and contact with more and more wonders of the mundane plane will be according to the clearing of consciousness. When one is very pious, he can go up to higher planes of awareness in mundanity, up to mystic yoga and even to the non-differentiated plane. This is simply clearing from science, from nescience to truth. That's all. It's not like just a different place. It's a different awareness. So this is a metaphor for this different degrees of devotion and rasa. Different quantities and qualities and quantities of service. In the material plane, we see that ether is the most subtle element. It is everywhere and within everything, and it transcends all the other elements and exists outside of and independent of them as well. The subtle planes of consciousness in the material world, bhuva, sva, maha, jana, tapa, and satya, are all finer and finer planes of existence that both pervade and go beyond the grosser planes. You don't have to go anywhere to perceive these things. Those whose eyes are more clear will be able to see them, because they really are everywhere. The very gist of material existence, viraja, pure prakriti, also exists both within and without all of these planes. The very gist of material existence, viraja, pure prakriti, also exists both within and without all these planes. That means that non-differentiated plane of pure spiritual existence, sat. It is everywhere. Those yogis who have attained to that position, or the jnanis, and who have come into that full detachment, they didn't have to go somewhere. Their consciousness is becoming clearer. They're going to a clearer position, not going like in sense of a physical or geographical sense, but they are all the interference of so-called matter is not there, and they're perceiving something which is more true, clearer. Like somebody's explaining a subtle point and say, is that clear? Clear. Can you see it? Is your vision clear to perceive this thing?
Is awareness the same as consciousness?
Yeah, you could say that. There's no, consciousness.
That we're always aware of reality.
Yeah, well,
Different.
we're aware of something. But there's a person there. The soul is the agent. The soul is, and he is what is conscious. And then he's conscious of so many other things. And because the essence of the non-differentiated plane, he is of that essence. It's the same thing that the soul is. Well, not all. Well, we are not all pervading, but we are part of that plane of consciousness. That's where we came from. We've never been in the divine plane. Yeah, as soon as anyways, yeah. Then Brahmaloka exists within and without Viraja. Then Paravyoma exists within and without that. The very gist of material existence, Viraja is that non-different, pure Prakriti also exists. So Viraja is the lower part. Yes, but Viraja is like the lower part of it is like you could say that is the shoreline with matter, whereas the upper plane is the shoreline with spirit. So it's compared to a river in that respect. So it's saying pure Prakriti. So this is before like the non-manifestation. Anyway, these are so interesting things. Then Brahmaloka exists within and without Viraja. Then part of your
refers to the highest material planet where Brahma lives.
No.
No? Okay.
Oh well, no.
I think it's Prakriti.
Wait a second.
The highest planet probably where Brahma.
No, this is
Brahman is the
no. This going in the up is going in the upper direction. Then Brahmaloka exists and without Viraja. Then Paravyoma exists within and without that. And then Goloka exists. Haribo Jai Shri Guru Gaura Chandra Ju Ki Jai. All right. All right. I'm going to stop here, and we can start this paragraph again. But anyway, I don't want. I'll just finish this now. Then Brahmaloka exists within and without Viraja. Then Paravyoma exists within and without that. And then Goloka exists within and without Paravyoma as well. What to speak of all the other planes. Goloka is the finest, the deepest, the most extensive, and most comprehensive, the most authentic. It is the most reality and the most powerful. It is all controlling and the essence of all goodness. So it is Goloka that is at the back, that is controlling everything. And it is not power, but beauty. That is the controller of the whole, and that is the essence of everything. And that is also the finest thing. And that is in and out and all throughout our conception of the infinite. Absolute good is the deepest and finest existence. It is all controlling, and we must have a connection with that. How is that going to be possible? Through all those layers, layer after layer after layer after layer. Because we have direct connection. Through the Maha Mantra given by Mahaprabhu and our Guru-varga. That is direct connection. And so we also are making a journey, but that connection is there. Srila Guru Maharaj gives a really beautiful analogy of a boat or tide to the shore. And the river, there may be this wave, that wave, some wind, and so many different things. But because the boat is tethered to the shore, it is safe. So we are tethered to the divine name given from the heart of our Guru and to the service of our Guru. And we may be passing through many, many things, but we are connected. And that connection is all in all. It is the finest thing, and that is in and out and all throughout our conception of the infinite. So we tend to think geographically. It is really difficult for us to conceive anything without time and space. The Guru Maharaj said time and space are mental concoctions. So what is available, what is perceivable, what is connecting, what is connectable in the pure heart of the absolute, Sharanagata Vaishnava angel. He doesn't have to get on the phone or go on the computer and connect with somebody far away. He is seeing that plane because it is everywhere. It is the absolute deepest reality, and it's not somewhere else. So they're they're always in connection with that plane. Read this paragraph over and over again. Absolute good is the deepest and finest existence. Where is existence existing? Is there somewhere where existence is not existing? Reality is not reality? Is it reality somewhere and not somewhere else? It is all controlling, and we must have a connection with that. That is Goloka, and that is Krishna consciousness proper. It is inside and outside of everything. Everything is a part floating in Krishna consciousness. We are trying to change our angle of vision. There is not a single thing that is not part of Goloka in the finest vision. Period. And Krishna consciousness is absolute goodness and beauty. We are to connect ourselves with that plane through our soul and with the help of the divine saints. Krasar. Jai Śrī Upadeśāmṛta ki Jai, Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Śrī Ramananda Goswāmī Maharaj ki Jai. So revolutionary. Boom! He will not compromise. He will not compromise. He will not. Jai Śrīla Rūpa Goswāmī Pad ki Jai. Oceans upon oceans will have to be crossed, and all concrete things will have to be left behind. All so-called concrete things. And we will not miss them. All in the mental plane. Yeah, get up and beat your head beat your mind with a shoe. Not just beat them with your hand. Take the lowest thing you can find and beat it.
Either shut up or serve.
Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Antya-līlā karila prakāsh. Ānande bolo Hari bhaj Vṛndāvan. Shri Guru Jai Saparika Shri Shri Guru Gaurachandra Ki Jai, Shri Giri Raj Govardhan Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribrajak Acharya Stoter Sutta Shri Śrīman Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribrajak Acharya Astoter Sutta Shri Śrīman Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Shri Dhardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajak Acharya Astoter Sutta Shri Śrīman Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai, Śrī Rūpānuga Guru-varga Ki Jai, Śrī Chaitanya-charitāmṛta Acharya Vṛnda Ki Jai, Sannyasi Vṛnda Ki Jai, Nam Acharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Saparshad Śrīman Mahāprabhu Ki Jai, Saparshad Śrī Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Jai Śrīmati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Śrī Chaitanya-charitāmṛta Ki Jai, Dadi Sakama Ki Jai, Śrī Chaitanya-charitāmṛta Mission Ki Jai, Kol Kartal Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Hari Bol, and how our conception of Harinam Sankirtan should become deeper and deeper. Hari Bol. Jai Śrī Chaitanya-charitāmṛta Mission Ki Jai, Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nittai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Bol. Jai, Jai. Jai Gurudev Ki Jai. Hari Bol.
Jai of the Nine Devotees Ki Jai.
Jai.
Dima Krishna Prabhu Ki Jai, Gangarela Devi Ki Jai, Yashakri Ki Jai, Kumkum Devi Ki
Jai.
Jai. There's a Didi whose name is Ash. Ash, who is Sita's eldest. Do you know who she is?
Oh, nice. Banavi? Is that you, Banavi? Oh, no, wait a minute. Ash. Yeah.
Ash, who is Sita's eldest.
I think Banavi, right? Yes, I think it must be Banavi.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice to have you with us, Banavi. Haribol.
And then Jagannath Priya Prabhu from California.
Nice.
Jagannath Priya.
Oh.
He's the brother of
Anantashesh Prabhu's brother. So nice. Haribol. Oh, wonderful. Dhanyavad to all the devotees. It's so lovely to have your association this morning.